Describe the purpose of Azure Blueprints. What happens when your cloud starts to grow beyond just one subscription or environment? How can you scale the configuration of features? How can you enforce settings and policy in new subscriptions? Azure Blueprints lets you standardize cloud subscription or environment deployments. So instead of having to configure features like Azure policy for each new subscription, with Azure Blueprints, you can define repeatable settings and policies that are applied as new subscriptions are created. Need a new test dev environment? Azure Blueprints lets you deploy a new dev test environment with security and compliance settings already configured. In this way, development teams can rapidly build and deploy new environments with the knowledge that they are building within organizational requirements. What are artifacts? Each component in the blueprint definition is known as an artifact. It is possible to artifact to have no additional parameter configuration. An example is the deploy threat detection on SQL Server's policy, which requires no additional configuration. Artifacts can also contain one or more parameters that you can configure. The following screenshot shows the allowed locations policy. This policy includes a parameter that specifies the allowed locations. So here you can see that the allowed location, this is policy to enables you to restrict the location of your organization and can specify when deploying resources. So you can enforce your geo compliance requirements, exclude resource group. So for example, Microsoft Azure Active Directory, B2C directories, and resources that use the global region. And by the way, you can see that we have parameters. You can see this value should be specified when blueprint is assigned. And this is one of the options. You can specify a parameter's value when you create the blueprint definition or when you assign the blueprint definition to scope. In this way, you can maintain one standard blueprint, but have the flexibility to specify the relevant configuration parameters at each scope where the definition is assigned. Azure Blueprints deploy a new environment based on all of the requirements, settings, and configuration of the associated artifacts. Artifacts can include things such as role assignments, policy assignments, Azure Resource Manager templates, resource groups, and so on. How do Azure Blueprints help monitor deployment? Azure Blueprints are version-able, allowing you to create an initial configuration and then make updates later on and assign a new version to the update. With versioning, you can make a small updates and keep track of which deployments used which configuration set. With Azure Blueprints, the relationship between the blueprint definition, what should be deployed, and the blueprint assignment, what was deployed, is preserved. In other words, Azure creates a record that associates a resource with the blueprint that defines it. This connection helps you track and audit your deployments.